How's it going, everybody? My name is Josiah Trimble. I had hip labral surgery last week. It's been a week and a day now. And so I'm going to start a video series on my road to recovery. I have a 4 to 8 range recovery time to get back to 100% the way I was before the surgery. So basically the series is going to be, I'm going to go week by week. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Make a video every week from Sunday to Sunday. Obviously there will be weeks where I probably won't put out a video just because I'll be too busy, or there'll be weeks where I won't post it on Sunday, I'll post it on Tuesday or Wednesday. But basically every week, week 1, week 2, all the way until I'm hopefully fully recovered from this injury. I'm gonna start by telling you guys what happened. So about last January, I started feeling really deep pain in my groin, and it wasn't unbearable. It's not like I couldn't play on it or anything, but it was just kind of bugging me. So I went to physical therapy to try to figure out what it was, and they said, well, it could just be a little bit of a strained groin, you can keep playing, you'll be just fine. And I just never got better, never got better, never got better. And so at about April time, I said, okay, I really need to get this figured out. So I went to the physical therapist again, and they said, okay, well, it could be a torn labrum. But she said, I don't think it is, just because of your symptoms or whatnot. I said, okay, and they told me, 4 to 8 months recovery. I was like, oh, I hope it's not that. So I go to a month about not playing any soccer, not doing much, maybe a little bit of working out, that's about it. And eventually I went in for an MRI because I just was not getting better. And they realized I had a torn labrum in my left hip. It was very shocking news when I first found out, because honestly I never thought I would have an injury like this. And it's sort of a weird injury because when I found out, it was about May, and our high school season was coming up in August already. So it was I thought I wasn't going to be able to play my senior season. But thankfully, the doctor told me, he said, it's not going to affect you if you keep playing. I mean, there would have been risks. Like, I totally could have torn my groin just because of how tight and how much pain there is in there. So I could have definitely torn my groin as well. But I didn't, and I think I made the right decision by staying and playing my senior season. I had an awesome senior season, probably one of my favorite seasons, and me personally, one of the best seasons I've had. And so I'm glad I did play my senior season. But I had surgery last week, which was the season got over about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we had to schedule it a little bit after, just in case we weren't sure how if we won the playoff game, we would have to do 2 more weeks. In the end, we ended up didn't winning the playoff game. This is an injury that's very, you think about soccer players, you think of ankle injury, you think of, torn, think of, this is something of injury I never thought I would have. It's kind of a unique injury in its way, because like I said, it didn't cause any pain in the actual hip where the muscle is torn. It just caused very deep groin pain. And if I never had this surgery done, eventually I could develop arthritis and possibly have a hip replacement by the time, I'm 30. And we kind of just waited out and decided that that's not the way, because like I said, it's not like the symptoms were so severe that I couldn't play, that it possibly could have been slowing me down a little bit, I think as well. Like I said, it was only for 2 or 3 months that I played, and then I got the surgery right after. So the day of the surgery, I wasn't too nervous. The nerves really started to settle in when I got in to get the surgery ready, because I hate needles. I hate stuff like that. But relatively, it wasn't very painless. The needle for the IV wasn't even that bad. And then they kind of drugged me up for the nerve block, and then obviously they put me to sleep for the surgery. Woke up in quite a bit of pain, 7 out of 10 pain. They got me on some meds though, started feeling better, woke up again, a lot of pain. Once the meds started to wear off, pain got back to normal again when I take my meds. So stay there for about 6 or 7 hours and then go home. Get home at about, I can't remember when it was, 8 o'clock, so not awful. And I fell on my crutches the first night. So that was a problem because I wasn't used to them, and I was really scared to use my crutches after that because it's like, am I gonna fall again? So I was very nervous about that as well. So I did end up getting a walker. Sorry guys, my battery died on my camera. So where I left off is if you're watching this because you're going to get this surgery, or a surgery somewhat close to it, I would just say be prepared, because I was definitely not prepared for how bad it was in the first 4 or 5 days. I guess I didn't do much research on it. I did some where I was like, oh, you know, it's just gonna take a long time to heal. But the first 4 days, 5 days, I felt very down. I have to have my dad help me with everything. I mean, the first 2 days I couldn't even swing my legs into bed because I was in pain and they were so numb. And that just kind of got to me, and it was like, wow, I can't even lift my legs in my own bed anymore. So my biggest thing, if you're gonna get this surgery, is be prepared, because it'll be bad the first 4 or 5 days. 6, 7, and 8, and that's what I'm on right now, has been so much better. I got out yesterday, I went to my friend's house, I went up and down a whole bunch of stairs, I walked a lot with my crutches, obviously, and that was amazing. And once that first 4 or 5 days gets over, I feel like it's starting to get better, and I feel so much better. But be prepared for those first 4 or 5 days, because it's not very much fun at all, in any way actually. So what my plan is just to eat as healthy as I can, do as absolute much as I can, do all my physical therapy, stretching, everything I can to get back as soon as I can so I can play soccer again. That's my absolute main goal. I have a spring season with my club season this year. Last year got canceled because of the coronavirus, obviously, but we will have it this year, hopefully. So that's my goal, to be ready, not even just, oh, I'm ready a week before. I want to be ready 2-3 weeks before so I can get back into shape and get ready for the spring season, because that's one of the biggest seasons ever for me as well. So that's going to be my absolute goal. But like I said, if you're getting this surgery, be prepared, because the first 4 or 5 days will be rough. It'll be very tough on you the first 4 or 5 days. The best advice I have the first week is to take advantage of the time to watch movies. Always keep your mind busy on something, so it takes away the thought of pain and the thought of not being able to walk. Watch movies, watch something that you wouldn't have time for otherwise, but now that you're sitting there doing nothing, you finally have time for it as well. That's what I would recommend. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. The videos will be different. I'll be showing my physical therapy, I'll be showing when I go to the gym, things like that. It'll be a lot different, but the first week, honestly, I was just not feeling up to it. I was in pain and I didn't feel like doing anything, and I wasn't doing anything. I mean, literally, I go from my chair to my bed to the bathroom. That's the only place I went for the first 5 days. I either was in my bed, in my chair, and the only time I ever got up was to go to the bathroom. My dad would bring me my food, he'd bring me everything I needed, pills, whatever. Now I can finally get up. The thing that's really hard is to carry stuff for me. I can't carry a whole bunch of stuff. That's one thing that's very, very frustrating, because it's just hard to carry something while you're on crutches. So that's been a little bit difficult, but I've been trying to figure it out. As for diet-wise goes, for the first week, I kind of just ate. I didn't eat anything, you know, I didn't go to McDonald's or anything like that, but I ate healthy. I ate a lot of food, but it was healthy. But my body was so hungry, and they told me I need to eat a lot of protein, and I knew that anyway, so I'm trying to get into as much protein as I can with the least amount of calories that I can as well. But once I start going back to the gym, then I want to be eating as more calories that I burn, because I want to build up my upper body, but that won't be for a while yet, as I'm still on crutches, and they don't, you know, the weight bearing on this foot, so they don't want me to be doing anything like that. But hopefully once I get off the crutches, I can start going to the gym. I won't be able to work out my lower legs for the foreseeable future, but I will try to get my upper body as big as I can for the spring season and for my college career and beyond that as well, because I'm going to lose a lot of the muscle. I can already tell in my legs I've lost a lot of muscle in my leg, or especially in my left leg already, so that's another thing. That was the thing that was very disappointing. The biggest thing is stay positive, because it could always be worse. I remember, like, the first couple days of my surgery, I was sitting there complaining, and I was scrolling through TikTok, and I saw a girl soccer player that had her brain injury. She got hit in the head so hard, she almost died in the surgery, and she's never gonna play soccer again. And I'm going to play soccer again. I mean, it's not a surgery where I was like, oh, you're never gonna play again. I just might not be as strong as, be able to jump as high, run as fast as I did before. But I'm not concerned about that at all. I'm just concerned about getting better right now. So I appreciate you guys watching this video, and look out for future videos to come. Should be every Sunday, but if not, next couple of days. So I appreciate you all watching this video.